Levi, you want to be in a video?
I do. Hi. Hi, good morning, Cole. Hi. It's Monday, Cole!
Actually, I do videos on Thursday, but close
Hey,
enough.
Cole, you're stupid. I love you, Cole!
Hey,
I don't love you, Cole.
How's it going?
Hi! How are you? I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Cole, you were just said hello to by various members of the Cool Table at Old Chicago after Saturday's show. Notice how you are not sitting at this table. On a side note, that might be the first time in any of these videos that someone has actually said good morning when it was technically morning. That video was filmed around 12:30 at night. Also, you may notice I sound a little stuffed up. I am suffering from the tiny chicken's disease. Vlog Brothers jokes. Today I'd like to give you my take on seeing Chicago at Portage Northern last weekend. It was cool to just be able to watch people on stage, especially because they were some of my best friends. Now, I was talking with the other alumni that were there, and there were a lot of them, and they were all talking about how weird it was to watch it from the audience for once. But I didn't really get that. First of all, almost all the musicals that I've been in, I actually got to see most of the show from the audience just like regular because I wasn't in the scenes that were being performed. This was especially true for The Wizard of Oz because while he's a very important character, he's only on stage for like 3 scenes. And so I didn't find seeing a show from the audience near as weird as the other alumni seemed to. Another thing is that even though I wasn't at all the rehearsals and have like every single line in the show memorized, I still knew the show pretty well. And so I got to have that excitement of like knowing what's happening next and knowing that there's a big song coming up and knowing for half of the first act that Andrew was gonna hit that second to last note and we both reached for the gun and it was amazing. He did an awesome job. I just messed up the shot. I kicked the stand. When Mitchell kicks the stand. Chicago jokes. And then I got to see the show again on Sunday, which was just as amazing, but for very different reasons. After seeing the show once, I was actually able to take a step back and start analyzing the performances and the music and the tech and everything. I was able to look for all the quick changes and lighting cues and all the stuff that actually go into like making a show. And the final thing I'd like to talk about regarding the show is actually where I was seated for the Sunday performance. Because we got the ticket kind of last minute, I wasn't with anyone I knew. I was just at the end of the row in a single seat. But sitting next to me was the cutest 5 or 6 year old girl who was seeing the show for the first time. Now, whether you should bring a 5 or 6 year old girl to see Chicago is another discussion. Now, this girl was so cute because she was so excited for everything that was happening in the show. Like, at intermission, the very first thing she did was turn to her dad who was sitting next to her and say, "It's not over yet, right, Daddy?" And she just seemed genuinely enthusiastic to be there. When the show was over and everybody was giving you a well-deserved standing ovation, she actually had her dad pick her up, put her on his shoulders so that she could still see. And seeing this girl so excited about this show really made me realize how full circle I had come in this whole thing. Because, Cole, I remember being her age and seeing shows like The Scarlet Pimpernel and Thoroughly Modern Millie, and watching these big grown-up high schoolers putting on amazing displays of talent. And I never once thought that someday I would be on that stage doing exactly what they were doing. And then I actually got to be a part of some of those shows. And when you're in a show, you don't see what you're doing as being amazing or miraculous that would inspire that kind of reaction from a child. But you have to remember that you do have that effect. I think the greatest example of this was last year after one of the Wizard of Oz shows when this tiny little girl in her full Dorothy outfit and her even had a tiny little Toto, she got to meet Haley Berger who played Dorothy and they took a picture together. I'll put it up. That right there, that is why we do theater. And so while I was sitting out in the audience next to this little girl loving every second of Chicago, I hope that 10 years from now I would be back in that exact same auditorium watching her on that stage. Because the Portage Northern Theater Department isn't about me or you or Ms. Bowen or even Mrs. Scheidt or anybody. It's about the constant cycle of excited little children to performers to alumni to even directors. And I'm very proud to be a part of that cycle. Cole, I'll see you on Monday.